to record. All right. Well, let's talk about the weekend. We'll start with every age group. We'll go through stats, and which I love. I really love going through the stat. I don't know why I love it so much, but I love being able to see the statistics that are going down. All right, let's get into this. So, from a goal scoring perspective, really not great. Only one team did a really good job. And it's the 2012s. And I got to be honest, the 2012s, I've been very impressed with all season long. Your ability to not quit and to find a way has been so awesome to see. What happened here in this game? Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, so possession stats, let's look at that. 55% possession, which is pretty good. Again, we want to see around 60, right? The closer we are to 60, the better. If we get over 65, it's a little bit too much. It means we're not taking our chances. We had more shots. We had more passes. We had more possession. That we already know. Let's look at our pass strings. How do we do here? Okay, that's not so bad. 11 times. That's really good. I'm pretty happy with that. Our longest passing streak was 5. See what's going on here. Okay, we'll get back to that game a little bit later. We'll go into them after. Okay. Do I have any 2015s here? Raphael. Raph, is it just you or is it you and Miguel?
It's just me.
Okay. No, it's okay. I was just curious. All right, let's look at our 2014s. Are there any 2014s here? Lucas is here. And who else is here?
David.
David. Okay. Cool. This was a pretty funny game. To me. Let's see what the analytics show. 62% possession. So that's pretty good. But from the beginning, I could tell something was wrong. And I could tell that. And I don't know if you'll be able to see, but I started talking to Elia, being like, there's something just a little bit off about how we're playing. Yeah. And it was funny because if we go to here, what you'll see is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players. We have 5 players because 2 of them were sick. So 2 of them had to come off. And then I think, David, you came off as well for a little bit too. Oh no, Khaled came off and then he went back on. There was a moment, I think, where we even just had 4 players, right? So that did not go well, as you can see here. But let's look at our everything else here. So 62, I'm pretty happy with. Shots on goal, that makes sense because we were down by players. Still more passes completed, still more possession. Let's look at our passing strings because I think this is going to be really good. Yeah, this I was really impressed with. There were a lot of really good moments. Okay. 3 to 5 passes. We connected 15 times. That's awesome. 6 or more passes in a row. That's pretty incredible. And then 7 was our longest pass streak. So not bad. We'll get into this game a little bit. I don't want to spend too much time on that game. Actually, I don't even think I would want to spend any time on that game because it doesn't really make sense to. Now, this was the game that was really awesome. And this is perfect stats. Okay. So what does that mean here? I think. Let's see. So we did tie the game 2-2. We look at the possession 60. That's exactly what we're aiming for. Okay. They had a lot more shots than us. That was for problems that I'll highlight later. 10 is still a really good amount of shots in a game. I'm pretty happy with that. Way more passes than them. Love it. Positional minutes. That was really great. Let's look at our passing locations. A lot of our passes were in the midfield, which makes sense. Well, we'll talk about this in a second when we get into that game. Yeah, most of our possession was in the back and then attacking. So we didn't really spend too much time in the midfield, which is an interesting concept. Okay, so this is really good. This is what we're looking at here. Now, why is this really good? The most amount of passes should be 3 to 5. I love that because what this shows has happened 15 times is that we're able to get out of the back very quickly. Now, this also shows here that we're patient as well. That there were times where we were patient and we didn't just go and attack. So this is a game that we'll definitely look into. So felt really good about this game when it was happening. Even when the other team scored and were taking the lead, I was very happy with what was going on. This was another interesting games, mostly 2011s playing up a year, 58. So we're getting very close to it. Let's save the highlights as well here. Shots on target around 9, so that's not bad. Uh, Corners, passes completed, not bad. Okay, let's look at our passing strings. Okay, our longest passing streak was 14. That's pretty good. Again, so the stats here are pretty good. The problem here was finishing. We just couldn't score. And that was a big problem for us. Okay, let's start. And I really want to go and focus on the 2012s because I think the 2012s encompass a lot of our struggles that we have throughout the academy and also what we're really good at as well. So something all of our teams are really good at is the ability to reset. Now, I've put that in your mind that we should use our goalkeeper. And other than the 2015s, I think most of our teams are very good at that. Okay. Now, the trouble that we have, and if we actually go back and we can count our pass sequence here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we look up. That's a decent amount. Okay. I don't mind that. But the problem that we're having a lot of, okay, is not getting open. And that's our wingers and our forward. Okay. Now, Felipe does a really good job this game of finding the forward. Now, this relationship between Felipe and Mert is one that whenever Felipe gets the ball, Mert right away knows that Felipe wants to pass to him. So he's going to do everything in his power to get open. And he does that a lot of times. And that's why he, out of all of our forwards, has been the most successful. And what do I mean by most successful? I mean the player with the most amount of goals. And it's because he finds passing lanes and he finds space. And the problem that we're having is that our wingers are not doing that. And our forwards in other teams are not doing that. One of our other issues that are, again, throughout the whole academy is our ability to understand pressing. Now, we do this over and over and over again in practice, but it's still not sticking. So we're going to keep doing it, and I'm going to keep showing it every single meeting. So what we have to understand is that is not the right run. Why not? Talk to me.
Not going to the goalkeeper.
Mm,
You're not cutting off the other passing lane?
yeah, we're not cutting anything, right? So by just going like this, we're essentially allowing them to play 3 against 1. I would rather them go 2 against 1 and we cut this off. Okay, we got to cut. And this is a problem that's very consistent. And if we can understand this concept now, as we get older, things are going to become a lot easier, right? So here, okay, this is not hard. Now he does a really good job of cutting the passing lane to the goalkeeper. And now I bet we're going to win it here, right? And we did. Omar just misplaced it. Okay. Now, when we talk about defending, what's our first point? The first point I always make when we go 1v1 defending? Is to what? You should all know this. We've done 1v1 defending forever.
Get in between the ball and the net.
Get in between the ball and the net. Thank you, Savannah. So this run is wrong. The run has to be here. We have to block the net first. That gives us an advantage of numbers here. So then we have all 7 players there. Okay. Trash that there. Good. Let's go. Okay. So Mert is behind, which now forces Felipe to push up, which now opens up Felipe's player, which means now Eunice has to push up. And that is not what we want. We want on and we want on. Okay. Okay. Again, look at Mert completely open there. Right. And within, I would say this, which is about 1:14 in the game, I could already tell you that Mert was going to score this game just by his ability to get open. Okay. I could see that they were doing a terrible job of marking him. Okay. Now, this is probably one player that I've been most happy with their defending, and it's Savannah's defending. And if we break down Savannah's defending, and we'll break this down throughout the whole game, is that she's the only one here that you'll see her arm is out on the player. Okay. See how she's leading with her arm and now in between the player and the net. Okay. And she right now is the only one that is her and I would say Jetien probably are the only 2 players that are very consistently good at leading with their arm. And they've become our best defenders based on that. Okay. Now, unfortunately, I am not allowed to show you examples of Manchester City because then the video will get banned on YouTube. So I can't do that. But what I can do is I can show it to you here. Oh, let's go. Sorry, let's do that. Okay. Let me exit out of here. 1, 1, and 1. Perfect. Let's defend with black. 1, 1, 1, 2. Perfect. We need a soccer ball because that's how we play soccer. Good. Excellent there. So let's go position by position and we'll fix the problems here. Okay. Can do this. Let me see if there's a highlighter. There we go. Let's highlight in yellow. That works for me.
There's one black player missing.
That's okay. It's the goalkeeper. That's not a big deal. Okay. So let's talk about these 2. These 2 are my, what position is that?
Defenders.
Defenders. Thank you. What's wrong with their positions? It's a goal kick.
They're not supporting.
They're not supporting.
Lucas. They are not supporting. Oopsies. Okay. So now let's correct the problem. Support, support. Okay. Now, as that ball is traveling, someone tell me what this midfielder should do, this winger.
Pop open.
What does that mean, though?
Who's your defenders?
I'm looking for one word.
Right there.
Nope.
Run.
What?
Shake him off.
Before that,
Shake
who
him
said?
off.
No, before that.
Run.
Support.
Starts with an S.
Support.
Support. Thank you. As that ball is traveling, my winger is supporting. Okay. If, as my winger supports, the defender stays, then we make the pass. With the idea that the pass does what?
Attracts.
Attracts. And then we either do a 1v1 or we do a give here and then maybe there and then go or there, whatever that is. And if this defender
Comes.
thank you, Lucas, then we go and make this run to receive it. Now we've talked about this at length, so I don't need to talk about it anymore. Now let's talk about this guy here. Okay, what does this guy do when the ball is on here? So remember, let's do our lines here. Okay, boom, boom, boom. This is our wide space, half space, center space, half space, and wide space. Okay, so what is the weak side? Remember, strong side is the player, is the side that the ball is on. So all this is the strong side. All this is now the weak side because the ball is on this side. So what does the player on the weak side do when the ball is on the strong side?
You'd go like this.
Go to the center.
Okay. So I get one. I heard one for center. Or you know what? Let's do this. Oh, I haven't done this in a while. Let's do a poll. Let me see if I still remember how to create polls. All right, here we go. Okay. A, B, C, D. Okay. Don't pick one yet. Okay, I'm going to give you options here. Let's create a text box. Okay. So we'll do option A is going to be wide space. Option B is going to be half space. Option C is going to be center space. Let's do this on the weak side. And then let's do option D is centers. Whoopsies. Why didn't anyone tell me I spelled that wrong? On the strong side. Okay. And these are obviously all weak sides. Okay. And this is weak side. Okay. So off you go. Pick. I'll let you pick which ones you think they should go to. Okay. I only have one person that's picked.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. My thing's not like.
You should be able to see a poll.
It's not letting me.
Okay. That's okay.
I voted.
Perfect. Now we have 7 interesting decisions. Okay, let's end the poll. I'm going to share the results with you guys. So the winner here is B, and B is half space weak side. Let's see where half space weak side is. Oops. Right here. So here. Okay. Now, let's take this off now. And I'll actually clear all the drawings. Okay. If I move him, okay, into the half space, which is here on the weak side, which is what you guys said. Okay. What happens now as that ball goes here and then as that ball is traveling?
You pop open.
Okay.
Get big.
Far. Okay, get big. So what does that mean, get big? We always say wingers should be
Open.
Nope.
Supporting.
Wide.
What does wide
Supporting.
mean? Nope, not supporting.
The long
Hogging the line.
What was that?
Hogging the line.
That is correct. Who said that?
Ref.
Raphael. Okay. Why can't I clear your drawings? Clear views. Yes. So we want, as that ball, what happened to my soccer ball? Guys, what happened to my soccer ball? As that ball is traveling, we now have this empty space that we've created because we moved our player into the half space. So now this whole wide space is open for us. So the further we go, the more space that we have. And if he comes with us, now what do, Lucas? We
Run.
where? What's the word?
Support. Support.
Now we support. And this now is the second run he's got to make. And if he doesn't and stays, then we receive it. And if he comes on both of our runs, then we go. But what we haven't been doing is shifting. A lot of the time we're standing here. And now what's been happening is that this is the only runs that we're making. Instead of weak side opening up. And then as that ball is moving, then we get big. Okay. And we'll be able to see this here with both of our wingers. And let's look at them. And this isn't a bad thing. This is just a thing because I haven't talked to you guys about it. So obviously you don't know to do this yet. So let's say the ball goes on this side. So if we look at Omar, who's on the far side, okay, that ball, Omar should now be bringing his player in here, okay? But instead he stays there. Now, I could argue that by staying there, I'm opening up space, but we don't need to open up space because we have an advantage. So we don't need to keep this space open. We still have an advantage, so we're not in a rush, right? Okay, Savannah does a really good job here of supporting. Okay, she receives that ball. What didn't you do, Savannah? Watch your run again. What?
Scan.
Yep, that's right. If you would have scanned, then you would have seen this player coming. You would have made that pass to Felipe, and then we would have gone. That first touch goes into pressure instead of into space. Okay. And then look at this. Look at this. This is really interesting. Watch Mert. Okay. As soon as he sees Felipe on the ball, look at his run. It's not towards the player. It's away from the player here. And this is fantastic because now Felipe, who will step in front, he should have gotten it, but there was just no communication. But if he did, then it would have been a 2-on-1. Yeah, and that's a great shot.
Bola pra lá, seu winger vem pra cá, a bola volta, você vem pra cá. Se o cara corre com você, se suporta. Se ele não correr, esse cara passa pra você, e daí você consegue correr.
Okay. All right. So let's look at this again. So Savannah, now you tell me what you should be doing because now we know. Okay, so I'll give you that first chance. The ball's on the weak side. So where should you be?
In the half.
Yeah. So in that half space, right? So here. Okay, someone's calling me. Enough. I'll call you back. In here. Now, what's really interesting is that if this player stays wide and Felipe turns, now this ball is available, this through ball. And the through ball is the golden pass. It's the golden pass because it gets us through the lines. It gets us through the lines. That's why it's called a through ball. Okay? Right? So we see now this space for you, Savannah. And if you were just in that half space, you could have gone. Right? And now let's look at Mert right away. What does he do here as soon as Felipe gets it? Just watch him. Okay, number 9. Although everyone should know Mert, everyone should know everyone. Okay, let's look. What did he just do there when Felipe got it and turned? What was that?
He runs to the space.
Nope. Let's look at that again.
He runs to the other side that Felipe is going.
Nope. Right there. What did he just do?
Scan.
Yeah, he scanned, right? And when did he scan? Okay, let's slow this down. I want to pause at the exact moment he's scanning there. Okay. Okay, let's look at this again. When did he scan?
The moment Felipe got the ball.
Yeah, which is a little bit late, right? Just a little bit late, but still does a really good job. And look at his run here away from him. And then that pass is just a little bit off. So put him back there. And now we can go to normal speed. Okay. And then here, not really great keeping possession. Okay. Well, I think, what time is that? 6:40. Okay, I think that's enough. I do actually want to show a little bit, I think, of the 2015. I think. If there's something that I really want to show you guys. And it's, again, something that we all do. It's just very evident here with them. No, sorry, it's not them. It's the 2014s. Or I would even argue it's the 2013s, but they didn't play. So let's watch our 2014s play.
Coach, if we have time, could we watch the end of the 2012
Yeah, I'll
game?
show that. I'll show that for sure. Okay, here's what I want. This is perfect. Okay. So I want our attention to go to the defenders, okay, which are Vafa and Zach. Okay, right here's Vafa. Okay. Now, the defenders, oh my goodness. 1 second. Custom. I'll call you. Okay, sorry about that. So the defenders act as what for the midfielders? Let me see if I can do this again, and I will actually clear everything. And now let's attack. Okay, so let's attack here. There, 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 and there. Whoops. It's fine. There. And then we'll add our, then we'll add Lucas there. Good. So what's really cool is if we draw lines between players. Where's my thing here? If we draw lines between the players, okay, what shape do we see here? Kind of looks like an
Arrow?
oh, sorry, it's Yusuf. 1 second. Go to Google. Whoops. Gladiator Soccer Academy.com. There's, what does it say on the website? There's a link there. Okay, sorry. So this looks like a pyramid, right? Sorry, I gave you the answer. I know that. But essentially what we're looking to do, and if we take this out, is that this player is meant to support the there we go. That's what I wanted. The defender is meant to support the midfielders, right? Both of them. And that's why we say defender plays in between the winger and the center mid, just like that. And that's why we say the goalkeeper plays in between the defenders, okay, so that he supports both of them, okay? If we go back and we look at this, okay, Vafa is in almost there, okay? So I'll give him almost, right? Because technically he is here, which is in between this and that, even though Jotien's not playing winger there, whatever, not the point. But there's a bigger problem here with his positioning. And I want you to imagine that that Jetien passes the ball to Vafa. What would be the problem there?
He'd be under pressure
And how would he not get under pressure then?
if he were to go further back, further from the defender.
Ah. So we have to create space. Okay. And the way that we do that, which we haven't really been doing a lot of, is just resetting, is just having the defender back just to give them some more space so that when that ball comes, they can settle the game for that switch. Does that make sense? Let's watch it play out. Okay, and if we keep looking at Vafa, right, he's just in that position where it's tough for him to receive it and make a quick decision. Yeah, let's move this. Sorry. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Right, so here this is actually good by Khaled, but now he doesn't move. Okay, that's pretty good. Okay, so again, let's look at the defenders here now. So again, let's talk about Vafa. Okay. Now I would actually argue that he's in a fantastic position because now if that ball comes to him, he can still step up and shoot that ball because I want the defenders to be able to shoot it. Zach should maybe come in a little bit there because we're worried about him. Okay. But other than that, we're in a really good position. Okay. And because he's in a good position, okay, look at Zach now. He has a lot of time and space for that perfect shot. That's exactly what we want. So Zach is in a really great position there. Okay. That was a really good goal, though, by Ryan. Look at that power. Just no chance for the goalkeeper. Okay. I think that's really all I wanted to cover. I do want to show you, though, the ending of this game. This was a really good ending. So I find that most of the teams, you can just watch it all from there. Okay. I would say are half teams. So what do I mean by a half team? It means that you have one really, really good half and one half that we struggle in, right? And I find the 2014s are like that. Either we start really good and then end poorly, or we start really poorly and end really well. 2015s are like that. But the 2012s, they do something that no one else does. And they're very consistent throughout the whole game. So here we're down 2-1. It's almost the end of the game. I think there is like 3 minutes left. And this is the ability not to give up. From now till the end of the game, what you'll notice is the resilience of this team trying to score and keeping possession, right? Trying to find a way. Okay, that was a foul. Okay. Also, I don't like this. Okay, I want to keep going over this. All right. When we have a free kick, I'm actually going to show it to you what I'm looking for so that we don't have this kind of thing again. Where is... Okay. Reset. Clear it. So this is how I want us taking the free kicks. I don't want a player on the ball. Stop doing that. Okay. It lets them know exactly who's shooting. Two players here. It's two touch. One player will fake the run for the shot. Okay. So they will fake shot. As they are running, they are going to make the pass into a completely different passing lane here, and that player can shoot. That's what we're looking for. Okay. Now, to make this even more tricky, whoops, we can have three players, right? This player runs and makes a decision to pass either way. That's what we're looking at. So again, the ability here to just attack, relentless attack you'll find here. Okay. Now the decisions weren't that great at certain points, but that's okay. Okay, I don't mind that because we just want, we're not giving up here. And then this happens. Just watch this. We start at the back with CN. Okay. That's great by Eunice there. One player. And then Matthew, fantastic. And then we just find a way. This team always finds a way. And I think they've lost, what, one game this whole season? I think, Matthew, am I right? Maybe two?
We haven't lost this year.
I think three.
Three times?
Armor Heights, Asante, like our first game, and then Gil Vicente.
Yeah, that Joe Vasante was the one that we had the worst game in. But consistently, this team just doesn't give up.
This
Right.
year we haven't lost.
Yeah, that's true. Since January, that's fair. Right. Right. And that was the end of the game, right? They were down 2-1. There was about a minute left, and they just kept attacking. If I think about the 2010 game, which we played here, okay, and we go to half, right? At the end of this first half, it's 1-0. Okay. It's 1-0 them. And this is us playing really well. And then I go to the end of the game and suddenly it's 4-0, 5-0, right? And it's two different halves. And if we do the same thing with the 2014s, and we could do this, now this was a different game. Okay, 3-2. And then we go here, 8-2, right? And then we go to 2015s, right? 1-0, very close first half. 3-0, right? So if we go back and I look at the teams, it's different halves that tell the story. And we need to play a full game. Okay, this was actually a really good game here. Okay. They were up 3-1, right? We come back 4-3, right? So two completely different halves. One we're in control, one we're not in control. And I can do this for every team here, right? The 2014 game against the Jets. What happens here? End of the first half. 3-1 them.
It was 3-1.
Yeah. And then end of the game,
7-5.
5-5, right? So we
7-5.
beat them 5-2 in in this game in the second half. So I want you to start thinking about consistency and playing the full game the right way, because at certain moments we either get frustrated because we're down or we don't make the right decision. And if we can play a full game of making the right decision, then we'll start playing like the 2012s. Now, the 2012s are a very unique team, because if we look at the players on that 2012 team, a lot of them I have had since they were 6, 7, 8 years old. So they've been with me for a long time. And that's really what we're trying to build, the 2014s and 15s right now. And the 2011s and 2010s who are coming together in the summer, you need to be consistent. And I'm starting to see the consistency with the 2011s that I'm really proud of. Okay, very proud of the consistency. Now, we're not going to win games because we don't have a goalkeeper yet, which everyone should be looking for, a 2011 goalkeeper. But we're starting to see this kind of upward trend, except for this game here, okay, of this possession stats. Okay, so that's really good for us. Okay, and if I look at 2010s, again, it's the same type of trajectory. So it looks like things, well, not so much. These guys are a little bit all over the place, actually. Okay. Yeah. But if you look at this game, 56% possession, why is that? Well, most of the 2011s were playing this game, right? I look at the 2013 team. Okay. Again, very consistent here. Very consistent. Probably the most consistent team with regards to possession. Okay. Let's look at the 2012s. Okay. And look at that consistency. That's what I want to see from all the teams. I want to see consistent possession. And when we have this possession mastered, what does that mean and why is that so important? It's so important to us because now we know that we're controlling the game and we have the ball most of the game. And if we have the ball most of the game, now we can really start to focus on when to do certain things. Okay. We know now that we need to get to the final third. And we know that 1v1s, that's when we go into that final third. Okay. But if we have 37% possession, that's going to be very difficult. Okay. That's 20. Is this 2012 game? Was this the Joe Vassant game? No, this is York. Was this 2012?
That's not our game.
I don't think that's your game either. Let's see. Yeah, no, it is your game.
Cool.
Interesting. I don't know what happened there. Right. We look at the 2014 games. Okay, 2014s should be around the same. Very consistent. Okay, yeah. Right. What's really interesting about this team, even though we lost and we had 4 players that game, which was incredible, this team has never, ever gone under 50% possession in the past 10 games. That's incredible, right? Even in these games here, okay? And this team has become very successful, okay? Right? We look at scores 9-1, 5-0, 5-3. We lost that one 6-3, okay? 7-5, 4-3, 5-1, right? It's been pretty consistent with this team. And I would say the 2012s and 2014s are the most consistent that we have. And then if we look at the 2015s, who are a brand new team, they're also starting to, they're still a little bit all over the place, but we're starting to see things, right? We're starting to see in the past 10 games, we're not dropping below 50%, right? We just had that one game. Okay. But yeah, that's about it. Okay. It's all coming from possession and the ability for us to create space. And the more that we create space, the better that we'll start to play. Okay. And now we're keeping possession, but there's that difference between keeping possession and keeping meaningful possession. And that starts with our wingers, as I showed before. Okay. When that ball's on the strong side, okay, that weak side midfielder comes in, and that gives us as that ball is traveling to the other one, then we get open so that our first touch, instead of having to go back, which is what it's mostly been, it's going to be to attack. And then we can attack with 3, with the midfielder coming in and then crosses. And then we can start to talk more and more and more about this defense being here, because we want to have the ball in their half. That's what we want. Don't want to be in our half. And that's what we've been in most of the time. Okay. And if we look at the stats, that'll back that up as well. Okay. That's it for today. I will see you all tomorrow. Get ready. It is scissors week. Yeah, that's all.
Bye.
Bye,
Bye,
coach.
guys.